The key element to metaphor for me is that it's sustained.
I love watching something that sneaks up on you and you think, wow, that's incredible.
I think you see metaphors in any kind of form or any kind of medium.
So what makes a metaphor interesting is not just that you have an image or you have an allegory or whatever, but the consequences of it, the way it spins it on. And, Miller is the genius at this, right? He takes these wide, sprawling issues of Americana and identity and society and moral responsibilities, and he manages to metaphorically carry them, usually within a family structure. And he sustains it all the way through, and that's what makes it interesting.
One of my favourite plays is The Crucible. I think that's a metaphor because he's clearly writing about a specific social thing that happened in the 50s in America, the McCarthy witch hunts, where everybody was seeing communists everywhere. And he wrote a play to reflect that, but he didn't just say, right, I'm going to write a play about people being witch hunted in the 50s. I'm going to set it in New England in the 1700s where people were being accused of being witches. And with that, it says so much about human beings and how we always seem to we keep making the same bloody mistakes with each generation. And I thought that's a great metaphor.
In particular with Mountaintop, I thought it was very, very important to take on religion and the supernatural in order to show that, we as human beings exist in two different worlds. She turns out to, not be an FBI agent or a maid. She is something, sent from heaven. I felt like the supernatural was just a way to get to the heightened emotion that Dr. King was going through at that time. And because he was a preacher, it was just an obvious way to explore his emotional landscape, his mental landscape, because, it just didn't happen.
So I've tried to write something myself recently, this thing about a giant hamster, right? So this is quite amusing to me anyway. The hamster, when it's born, it doubles its weight every week. If it carried on growing at that rate, after a year, it would weigh 9 billion tons. So in nature, in ecosystems, things stop growing when they fit. But in capitalist economics, we have this bizarre idea that there can be unlimited growth or endless growth, and growth will get us out of the problem we're in now. We've got climate change, we've got finite resources. We know you can't have unlimited anything. So I got this play about a couple that gets a hamster and it keeps growing and growing and growing, and it becomes a tourist attraction, and it kicks them out of their bedroom, and it gets bought up by a biotech company, and it eats the neighbors, and the growth rate continues, and everyone starts to justify the madder and madder and madder things it does, the more people try and justify it. When you've got a single image that conjures up the ridiculousness of that, a 8-foot high eye sticking out of the window or something, that will do it. And you carry a lot of stuff. If you're starting as a political playwright, do not convey information. Try and find something to carry that. And that is the key role of metaphor.